Welcome back, Y'all Talk. It is me, Big T. Y'all already know the drill. It's a lovely year. It's a bumpy year, but it's a lovely year. 2025. We got another wonderful artist. She is spectacular, from what I've already heard.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pass the microphone to her. Let her introduce herself. We're gonna dig deep into her history, her story, what she's fucking with, what she's not fucking with. Y'all already know the spiel. You feel me? Let's get to it.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Lechelle. I go by Lechelle. That is my stage name. You can find me on Instagram at asia.lechelle. Snapchat, same thing. TikTok, same thing. But yeah, I've been in the recording game since 2021 now, going strong, still learning, but been able to make some great music along the way and just hoping to get better.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, where is it you come from again?
I am from Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know if you can hear the Kentucky, the accent, but definitely from Louisville, Kentucky. My Bryson Tiller fans and Jack Harlow fans. So
yeah, no, for sure. I can tell. I'm from Texas, live up in New Jersey, but Texas born and raised. Dallas, to be specific. I always got to what part, because Texas is huge. Never have I gotten an artist from Kentucky, Louisville to be exact. That is awesome.
Yeah.
The first one.
It's not many of us, but we out there.
Yeah. Now, what's the vibe out there in Kentucky like?
Right now, I'm actually staying in Indianapolis, so I have no idea what the music scene is now. I know whenever I was younger and writing when I was younger, it was definitely dope. So I can only imagine it's gotten doper. But I've heard that it is a little rough. It's a lot of like crabs in the bucket situation going on, which you're gonna have that anywhere. There's some of that in Indy too. So but yeah, right now I'm diving in the Indianapolis music scene, and I've been able to connect with some dope artists out here and see what it is like out here. But I'm hoping to go back to my native land and give back there. That's where everything started. So
yeah, definitely. What is Indianapolis like? Like, I ain't ever been out that way. I ain't ever been to Kentucky or Indiana.
Yeah. It's some dope artists out here. Like, if you don't have artists that are just like playing around, they're definitely serious at what they do, serious with their pen, their craft. Everything from the marketing of music is taken very seriously, which I can appreciate because that's inspiring for me. I'm more of like a lyrical artist, so that's what I really focus on. But to be able to take those lyrics and make a full story as far as like marketing, they do that out here, and I love that. There's a lot of different like open mics that they have around here, and just opportunities for artists to share their craft. And yeah, there's definitely more that I need to get into, but what I've seen so far is dope. Very dope.
Oh yeah, for sure. When was the last time you were in Kentucky?
It's been some time. I would say around 4th of July last year was the last time. And I don't know if you know much about Louisville, but it's a lot of gang activity, gun violence, and that's really the reason why I haven't been back, because my last experience wasn't too good. So I had to get up out of there, but
yeah, last year I was taking a trip back to Texas. I don't want to say my first. Honestly, I went there back in early 2021 for other sadder reasons, but got the chance to go back officially last year just to reconnect with everyone. When you go back to your hometown, it just feels different. You realize there's more once you step out.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely bittersweet. Like you go back and you get that nostalgia that hits, and you know that can be inspiring as an artist. It's like, okay, take me back to my roots, but then you also get that end. It's like, I see why.
Yeah.
I see why I left. I see why I went away. Definitely bittersweet.
You know, I'm always gonna rep Dallas, Texas. I'm always going to, but you know, if I want to make a change there musically, I'm gonna have to step outside the comfort zone of the city.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
All the resources everywhere else. There's other resources than just the city I'm in. So I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna just take this leap and go up here.
Yeah, yeah. There are always ways to get back. Like, you don't have to be there. I think, for example, in Louisville, Bryson Tiller, he redid a whole like basketball court, and he's in LA now. Like he's living and working from LA, but he's making sure to still give back. And there's definitely ways to give back to your community and not be in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely is. So, when did you start? When did your music journey start?
I would say as young as I can remember, really, I was maybe 9 or 10, making up talent shows with my cousins, writing little raps and songs, not taking it very seriously. It wasn't until maybe I was 11 and I got in 6th grade, I started being in choir and taking it seriously, and I was given a couple solos and was like, oh, I can actually sing and I like to do it, and I didn't have stage fright at then, but I do a little bit now. But yeah, so my love for music started very early, but my performance and taking my voice seriously wasn't until maybe 11 years old.
Yeah, I didn't realize, for me, music, I didn't realize I would be doing this 10 years ago. I was everywhere. I want to be like Iron Man. I want to be an engineer. I realized, no, let me numb that down. My math sucks. I was not ready for that. So I'm like, yep, nope, there goes that. But I still love drama. I still love art. I still love music. Eventually, it came into play late high school. Finally, didn't start until last year, beginning of last year. Been at it since high school, but just never really put anything out. Never felt comfortable.
Yeah. There's always that like beginning. Like, you got to believe it first. I always wanted to be a teacher, but then my cousin was like, you need to be a singer. I was like, yeah, that's cute and all, and that's fun to do that, but it wasn't until later on I realized how much teachers make. Not that it's about the money, but it's about the money, you know. But when like I grew up and realized how much I loved just like crafting songs and listening to music and understanding the meaning behind certain music, it became a love for myself. So you definitely have that period where you have to like convince yourself, okay, I've been doing this for a little bit. Is this something I really want to do and really want to put effort into? So I commend you for starting, because that sometimes takes a lot longer for people to do. It's just to start.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it comes down to comfortability, because, you know, especially being that type of, like you said, lyrical artist, an artist who wants to have a story to tell, something authentic to put out. It takes time to get the right thing to that. And being an artist, people don't understand that. They're like, oh, when's your next song? It takes time to come out with something that good and that telling and that deep and all that. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, exactly. I hate that question. Like, I love it because it's like you still tuned in, but it's also like, let the process be the process. Like, give me time.
Right, like you're only human at the end of the day. So you said at the age of 11, what was that during that time? What was that like for you getting into it?
Oh, at 11, I was a very, and still am, I was a very big dreamer at 11. So my mom used to always be like, my full name is Taisha, the government name. She'd be like, Taisha, like, life's not a TV show. Like, life's not a movie. Like, this is real life. And like, I would just always daydream and things like that. So music wise, it was amazing. Like, for me, my imagination was so big, so I could imagine I was going through so many different situations, and I could write from that perspective as if I actually went through it. And that was fun and all. Like, as a kid, you write little jingles and things like that, and so it was cute for our little talent shows that we would do. And then whenever I got serious at 11, and I was in choir, it was hard because I had to conform to a certain style whenever I would have these solos. So it was like, I was very urban, and I went to an all-white school. So I was the only black kid, and I'm having to like change my twang and fit into this more white genre, and it was hard, but I appreciated it because it helped me, I guess, control the aspects, the parts of my voice that needed to be more, I guess, controlled. So it definitely was annoying at first, but then I would say it helped. I wouldn't say that, it was all bad. It did kill a little bit of my imagination that little me had, which was sad, but not having it helped me fight that stage fright. It was definitely something that I wouldn't change now, looking back, about me. So 11-year-old me and music was definitely more transformation. I was learning who I was as a singer already, and then who I wanted to be as a singer, if that made sense.
Yeah, definitely does. When it came down to you finally getting the chance to record your first track, what was that experience like?
I had a love-hate relationship with recording. I've always been a performer ever since I did start at 11. I was doing talent shows and singing contests and had multiple solos, so I was good on that. When I got to the studio and I was like, okay, I'm doing this take and this felt good. Like, I don't know if you have this when you're making music as well, but you get in this state where you're almost disassociated. And so you're singing. For me, I'm on stage and I'm singing, and people say I did a good job, but I don't remember what I did. Like, I just sung from the heart. But when you're in the studio and you're singing from the heart, and then you hear that back, and nobody likes to hear their voice on recording. So that was something I had to get over real quick. And then it was also just frustration, because it was like, because I really thought I did good. I thought that was the take. And it's like, nope, go back in, do another one. And it was just like, definitely a love-hate relationship when I started. I'm
right with you. That's me every time, because I'm still sensitive about my voice and how I sound, how I project it. I use this voice, but sometimes when I'm recording, I go into a deeper voice and just try to figure out how I can match it with the flow and all that, and try to keep the same. Yeah, it gets hard.
There's definitely a science to it.
Yeah, definitely is. Cause I'm the same way. Like, there's certain songs I won't re-listen to of my own songs that I already put. There's only one song out right now. It's my most recent one that I put out about a month or two ago, and that's the only one I'm willing to, like, I'll replay this motherfucking yeah, I went off on that motherfucker and I sound good on that. I'm like, yeah. But I keep that energy going with the next songs I put out. I'm like, okay, if I can do that, I'm getting somewhere.
Yes, that definitely is the pinnacle. Like, that is the point that I've learned what makes a song good for me. Like some people, you have to learn this too when you're recording. Like what sounds good to one person may not sound good to you. So it's like you have to be critical and like, I guess, true to yourself and be like, okay, that wasn't good. I know I can do better. So I will record a whole song and the producer saying it's good, the other people that listen to it say it's good, but until I can blast it in my car and not like cringe and not write notes down, like until that point, the song's not good. Like I need to be able to play it all the way through, blast it, and be like, yeah, I did my thing on that for sure.
I'm with you. Yeah. What are some criticism that you've gotten when putting on tracks, if any, and how did you handle it?
When I first started, I kept getting that they couldn't hear me, and I don't know completely still to this day why that is. I know that the producer I was working with, the dude that was mixing my voice, my vocals, he was also newer at it, so he's had a chance to grow with me as throughout this journey. He mixes everything I do now, but another thing was just like, oh, like I said, I was a live singer, live performer before, and people are used to Asia, this loud, like old voice, you know, big sounds and big soulful voice, and my music is lo-fi, and I'm basically whispering on the beat. Like it's smooth and it's not as loud as they are used to. So I got that a lot. Other than that, nothing. Most of the criticisms, believe it or not, came from myself. People were just more happy that I was doing it because I had said I would do it for so long and didn't. But most of the criticisms still do come from me to this day. So
yeah, you're definitely, I mean, you know what you're looking for as an artist. Honestly, forget what everybody else is saying, what they want to hear. It's about what you want to hear. If you don't like it first, give a fuck about what everybody else thinks, you know. And then once you put it out, and if over time you end up not liking it, fuck it, it's already out. Thousands of other people already like it, fuck it at that point, you know. But putting it out, if you don't like it, then don't worry about putting it out. It's not ready. What do you say is your writing process though? Because I know that definitely plays a part into the sound and the style that you want to go for.
Yeah, so I'll definitely listen to a beat a couple times and see if I can create like a melody to it. I can hum a melody over and over, and then for some reason, I'm a very much of a, let me see if I'm gonna explain this correctly, but like I'm very much of a A, B, E, E writer. Like I need there to be a chorus, needs to be a first verse, second verse, chorus again, like everything has to be full circle for me. So definitely write with that in mind. And then I always, for some reason, I'm really good at writing choruses and hooks, so that'll usually come to mind first. And then I kind of, okay, what is this chorus? What is this coming back to? What is this story that this chorus is gonna keep coming back to? And then how can I add like other aspects of the story? And that is what I'll use when I write the verses. So then, for example, earlier on in my recording career, I could not finish a song. I could write a good melody, a good chorus, good hook, but I could write the first verse even, but that second verse was the hardest because it was just like, I feel like I'm redundant and I'm saying the same things over and over again. So I was learning that I needed to think broader and be like, okay, like, does this song need to take a turn? Does something need to be repeated in a way where we just add variation? Like each song is different and needs something different. Yeah, I'll usually start with like a melody and a chorus, because you know that's the basic for me. I know that's pretty basic, but everybody probably does that. But
yeah, you're right about that. This is the thing I love about doing these interviews, because like that's one of the reasons I started doing this platform. Is I'm an artist myself, and this is a chance to learn some similarities and differences between me and other artists as well. And help evolve myself and help evolve them, because that's the purpose of the art talk, is evolving each other. We all should be able to support each other in any aspect, creatively, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, however the fuck. So
yeah.
definitely, I definitely can agree with that process as well. I have those moments as well. But the other part of writing is the instrumentals and the evolution of the sounds we tend to be drawn to. What was the evolution for you, like from when you started to now?
Yeah, so in the beginning, I was looking for maybe like jazzier beats. I loved a beat that had some kind of like saxophone, acoustic beats also, acoustic instrumentals, just things that made the song sound very intimate. I didn't like too much going on in the back, because I wanted the focus to be on my vocals, because that's just how, as artists, we can be very selfish when it comes to our craft. So I felt like I needed to be heard, and I needed to be the only thing heard, and if anything, maybe one or two instruments in the back. But now I've come to appreciate, and this is mainly due to the producer I work with, Atlas. He has, like, just watching him produce and listening to some of his beats, like, has me appreciating everything that goes on in the background. It has me feeling like, okay, I'm just a part of it, and that's okay. So like now, with lo-fi, and I guess a jazzy lo-fi is what I would classify it as, is it's okay for the sax to be going and having its moment, as long as, I come back in at the tail end, and then when I'm out, the piano can play me out. And it's just like almost this like tug of war for the attention, which keeps the listener listening.
It's kind of like that one scene from Wu-Tang series where RZA was breaking down the whole song in his head, and you got to see it visually. Every person, every piece, every instrument is a character or an entity in a sense. And those are non-listed features, essentially. Each instrument on an instrumental is a non-listed feature, and they play a part in the creation of the outcome of the song.
Yeah.
And when I saw that scene,
definitely.
I'm like, that's exactly how I see it. Because, like, I got ADHD, so my mind's going everywhere. I'm hearing this, and this, and this, and this. I'm like, oh, shit, okay. There's that sound. And sometimes I'm on my mom's headphones. She got the AirPod Max. So I'm listening to every detailed sound. I'm like,
yeah.
I know where to go with it now. Every key, every instrument is very vital into figuring out how to shape your song.
Yep.
Definitely.
I agree.
Realize that. But aside from that, though, with all these creative juices flowing, we have our moments where we just not feeling it. So what do you do when you have like rhymers block, creatives block? Yeah,
so I've tried a couple things. I had creative block early on in my recording career because, like I said, it was just me criticizing myself, and that self-criticism can hit you hard to the point where it's like you don't even want to do it no more. You're like, if this is what it's going to come with, I definitely am very big on isolation. No matter what the feeling is, I need to be by myself. Some people like to be in the studio with several people, and that helps them get their confidence up and things like that. I'm not that person. I need to be alone. I need to be alone with my thoughts. I need to be either journaling, praying. I'm big on praying. I'll shout that out in a couple of my songs. Because that's literally what I do whenever I'm not feeling it. It's like, okay, I'll literally be talking to God, and I'll say, I know you gave me this is in me, help me pull it out, because I don't have the strength to, I can't, and I will go through a situation where I'm like, okay, I could write about this. And that's definitely something that was a transformation for me. Like, as I said in the beginning, it was easy to pull things to write about because my imagination was so big. But once you start writing about real life and you're isolating yourself, you're not finding things to write about. You don't have many of those opportunities because you're always by yourself.
A whole nother art form is performing, which I've not got the chance to do, and I'm in preparation for that. But for you, have you gotten a chance to perform? And if so, what's that like and how do you prepare?
Yeah, performing live is something that I still need to do now that I have my original music. Back when I was younger and I was performing in choir and for talent shows and contests, I had my vocal warm-ups that I would always do. Those are key. I never sing without warming up. Even now, like if I'm going to the studio, I never just hop in the booth or anything like that. Like, I'm always warming up. I'm always at least singing some songs, doing some lip trills or something like that. Praying is something I'm big on still. And so I will do that to get that anxiety away, because when I was younger, the anxiety was not there as much. Connect with the audience. It's something I always remind myself to do because, like I said, you can disassociate every now and then. And I don't want that to keep me from connecting with the people that are listening. So,
out of all the tracks you gotten the chance to put out, what is the most favorited and most popular from your listeners?
For my listeners, Down. I would say they love Down. Down was a track where no one was expecting it. My first song that I ever put out was like R&B and cutesy, and it was just like typical girl stuff. But Down, they were not expecting it. It was not about love and the love you I love. It was experiences in the past, and then I added my rap on the end, and they were really like, wow. Like, whenever I bring that out, people don't expect it because I'm such a, but I definitely listen to Erykah Badu and Lauryn Hill, and just like, do not neglect to show that part of me, because that's real. I feel like when you rap, you can get into the real of it. Singing's got to be pretty and got to have the runs and stuff, but so I think they were not expecting that, and that made it a lot more popular.
What would you say is your personal favorite?
I would say Down. Yeah, because it was, again, that rapping aspect that I had was real for me, and it was something that I couldn't unhear. It was I would say it was honestly the first time I heard a beat and was like, I gotta put this here. Other times I'm like, okay, maybe this can go here, maybe this can go there, but for Down, it was just all, like, it just was exactly where it was supposed to be. Like, I wouldn't change a word, I wouldn't change anywhere that I put anything in that song.
Right. Yeah, I definitely got the chance to actually listen to Down myself, so I see what the popularity behind it too, most definitely. And you and your collective's song, which is the next thing I want to get into. The collective that you said that you were in. What is that like?
Yeah, so we call ourselves Pangea, a play on the producer Atlas's name. Atlas, I met him in 2021. So I was dating. I'm not gonna try to be real nice about this, but I was with my ex-boyfriend who is also an artist, and he was scheduled to meet with Atlas about potentially being on a couple of his songs. He had some ideas and ended up being late for that meeting, so I stepped in and tried to make up for it, and that's how I met Atlas. And it started with him, just like I would come into the studio, he'd be like, this is the song I'm working on, this is what I wrote to it, can you try to sing what I wrote? And that, like our first song, Contact, well, my first song with him, Contact, well, that's how that one happened. And overall, that's how most of the majority of the songs happen. And so he'll write already to it, and he's amazing at just creating the beats and creating the storyline for each song, and then writing, and then I come in and I provide my vocals, and he critiques, and then he introduced me to others. So Devin, yes, Madonna is his stage name, and Austin, 40, Rhoda, just introduced me to a bunch of other artists from Indianapolis who are based in Indianapolis, who have the same, I guess, not dream, but the same motive. Like, we're all just trying to create, you know, and get our hands on something and grow as artists. And it's been definitely, it's helped like, it's helped so much, tremendously, to the point where, like, without Pangea, I don't know where I would have been. Like, I probably would have been trying to make music somewhere else, but I just thank God that I landed and was able to do it in this way, because I will be in the studio seeing other people. It's not just me recording, it's other people stepping in and seeing what their process is like. It's kind of like what you said in the beginning, is like being able to hear the similarities and the differences, and taking from that whatever you can, and creating almost like a family. So it's been definitely a road, a crazy journey, but I would not trade my Pangea family for anything. They definitely hold me accountable and help me to be better as an artist.
Most definitely. I believe being in a collective, being in any kind of group, should always be like a family. That's how I treat Yard Talk and my other co-hosts. That's how I treat all the people I interview, like family. You know, I made a lot of new close friends from this, and I'm appreciative of that. So that's how it should be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Having each other back for all the good moments and the bad, whether it's career or life. So yeah. But now we get a chance to move from the creative side and how you've gotten to become you, and just get more of a deeper look of what you're feeling, what you're fucking with, and more inside your mind, and essentially, and thoughts in the world. Example, like the most cliche question, but it's so real, it's so true, it just really brings it out. What's your top 5?
Top 5.
All in general.
I am going to use this top 5. Okay, it's going to be whoever I can listen to any of their song and never skip. Top 5 artists as a whole. It doesn't have to be rapper or singer or anything like that.
Correct. It can be anybody.
Okay, so Jhené Aiko is somebody who, like, is definitely number 1, I would say, just because she showed me that it's okay to be an overthinker when it comes to music. Like, everything does not have to fit within the box, and you can be spiritual, and you can play with sounds and stories, and just show your growth throughout your music. So she's definitely number 1. I'm a big fan of her. Number 2 would definitely be Erykah Badu. I grew up listening to Erykah Badu through my mother, She's a big fan of her, and so she does the same thing. She's a very open-minded person, very lyrical, and like her music leaves you thinking, and I love that. Number 3 would have to be Childish Gambino. He is definitely somebody who, again, like leaves you thinking after you listen to his music. People have whole think pieces on things that he's done, and overall, just big fan of his music. I'm gonna try to go old. Number 4, let's see. Oh, this is where it gets hard. I'm gonna say Jill Scott. Also, she's very poetic, the way that she writes as well. Yeah, she's also one of the plus size artists. I always have to give it to that. Like, people love to knock plus size artists, and I just think that she does it so gracefully, and I commend her for that. It's definitely has to be a lot of scrutiny that she's under for that. But and then I will say number 5. Whew. Let's see. I'm gonna do rapper. This is hard. Number 5. I'm trying to look at my records like, who's number 5? Goodness. Number 5. I'm not, he's definitely probably not number 5, but J. Cole is a rapper that, again, like everything he does, it's just like, it's not just rapping about cars and money, sex and drugs. It's more like, this is my life. Like, he can tell a story and make you feel like you growing up with him, you there with him. Like Wet Dreams, even though I didn't really ask to be in that situation with him, he took me through it with him, and I went through it.
But yeah, that's like, damn, I don't even know the detail. Like, I get it, been there, done that. Shit.
But I mean, hey, whoever did, and he explained it perfectly, and he did it on beat, and he made it, memorable. So definitely J. Cole, he's up there.
Yeah, definitely. Him and Kendrick is both crazy with their storytelling and lyricism. Too crazy, especially how they tell stories. Yeah. What would you say is your favorite decade?
Favorite decade? I'm gonna say the 2000s, even though I was born in 2000, so I didn't really get in there. Like, but when I go back and I listen to that era, like, the music just sounds like, it just sounds like I'm so annoying because I always have to describe things. So, like I told you, my imagination was big, but it sounds like a never-ending summer. Like, it sounds like you're always just on the porch, the grill's going. Like, it just gives you those vibes. It gives you a really good picture and moment in time of Black culture, I would say. Just the big t-shirts and the grills and the chains, and it's like, I wouldn't say it's not when it started for sure, but that's when that was heavy. Even for women, like the bandanas and the Aaliyahs and the Sierra, like, it's just, that for me is when I think of music, that is what I go back to. So definitely 2000.
Most definitely, yeah.
that in the late 90s, yeah, just right there, that's the soft is the soft spot. It's like, damn, the hits they were coming out with back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Was crazy.
Yeah. Lost count at that point. Yeah. I still go back and I'm like, oh, they have more. Like TikTok is great at doing that, bringing back things. It's like I didn't even know that person did that, but I'm glad they did.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna make sure my child knows is well cultured. Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like, all right, what's the last four bars of this song? All right, what's the chorus of this song?
Yes, my aunt used to always do that. So she'd be like, "Who sings this?" She'll play and be like, "Who sings this?" Like, kicking myself if I didn't know.
Yeah. Out of all the artists out there, if you could see any of them do a collab together, who would you like to see? Whether it's 2 artists, 3 artists, 4 artists, 5, however many.
Let's see. I would have to say, it's between Erykah Badu or Janae. I just feel like right now Erykah, she's doing her thing, and so she's not probably not as I guess structured in the studio when she's going in. She's more just like doing it for the fun of it because she can. And I'm sure Janae's doing the same thing, but I think she probably has more of a structure. So I'm gonna say Janae, just because, I need that warmness. I feel like she brings a certain warmness that I would love to be around in the studio. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of having multiple people in the studio, so I'm sure she loves her solitude just as much as I do, and so she's somebody I wouldn't mind. I guess I would say it like that, because if I could, nobody. But Janae, I wouldn't mind having her in the studio and collabing with her.
Oh yeah, for sure. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? And how do you think you're going to evolve?
Yeah, so I've thought about this recently, and I definitely see myself performing live a lot more, my original music live. I see myself maybe finding a set collective of like band members doing like live performances with live instruments, and just performing not only here in Indy but other places as well. Traveling, I see myself traveling for music a lot more, collabing with a bunch of other producers. I think that I have had the chance to create this strong relationship with my current producer Atlas, but I do want to have a chance to play around with different styles and different recording techniques and things like that, and just I'm already kind of dabbling in that now. Little teaser there, that's coming, but hopefully doing it a lot more to the point where I can just travel and be like, hey, I'm in your city, let's create some magic, and then that happens, and then being more visual as well is something that I see myself doing. I'm a very shy person when I want to be, so I want people to see me as an artist more and feel like they have that connection, even though it's just online, even if it's online. So yeah,
definitely. Even me wanting to go out and create a collective, I agree with the part with having live instrument band. That's the other piece that would have to come over time, and And also, I love to see, different producers from different areas and different sounds collaborate. That's one thing.
Yeah.
To a collective, like, it's other producers too. Like, hey, let's all work together, create different sounds.
Yeah.
That's the vision. Just finding ways to evolve.
Right.
Because like I said earlier, we gonna learn from each other. And build together, and that's how it should be.
Exactly.
The other part of music goes into, or tends to team up with, film or TV. A lot of major producers and directors tend to mix their scenes with certain music, certain scores, certain soundtracks. So if you got the chance to do a soundtrack to a certain type of show, what kind of show would it be, and how would you your music around that?
Definitely anything that is directed by Issa Rae. I feel like my music was definitely made for a coming of age, a young woman coming of age in a city all by herself. She don't know what she's doing. She's trying to find love in dumb places. Like, that very much fits the vibe that I think I write with. And Issa Rae, she does a great job of just showing the real and the rawness behind women, particularly like just growing up, women in their 20s, their early and late 20s. It's just like that confusion. She does really good at that, but then that also finding yourself and finding that backbone, really good at that. So I would definitely say, like, if they made a series for like the most recent movie that she came out with, of course I can't remember the name, the one with Keke Palmer and SZA, One of Them Days.
Yeah.
If they did like a series for that, I would love. I could see myself at least being in there on the soundtrack a couple times in a couple different episodes, and it's like definitely one of those kind of movies or shows.
Definitely, I could see that. I see the vision for sure. Yeah, I definitely got to get some of that energy from this. Why when I first reached out to you, I was like, yeah, this one right here, every day. Replay for sure, like right up there, because my some of my top artists are SZA, Ari, Erica, Janae. When it comes down to female artists, you inching up there already. Like shit.
Oh.
What would you say are the pros and cons of the music industry? Or just doing music all in all?
I would definitely say, I'm gonna start with the pros. So just having the opportunity to be creative. I think I love anything creative. If anybody knows me, music is not my only thing, but just creating in general is definitely a pro. Getting to meet other people and learn through them is a pro of the music industry, I would say. I think healthy competition is something that keeps you striving to be better. So I think that's definitely a pro of the music industry as well. Yeah, and I think another pro of the music industry is, like, for example, what we see with Kendrick is like he was able to turn something like a rap beef into something that like reminded us about the bad things, the things that we need to fix in this country. So I think it's an opportunity and it's a platform to push reform. So I really love that part of music in the music industry. The cons, it can be used for the alternative is to tear each other down. The big crabs in the bucket kind of feel to it sometimes, and it feels like black people instead of, and white people do this, like the white artists do this as well. But we tear each other down and we have that unhealthy competition, and we see this in rap beef, even though we live for it. And we tune into it, but it definitely can be saddening to see black women or black men tear each other down through music, something that should be used to bring each other together, if that, in my opinion. Another con is just, I feel like it's gotten to, the music industry has gotten to the point where it's more about how it looks than how it sounds, which for me is so frustrating because I'm obsessed with how music sounds. Like that is my why. So to be introduced into a music industry where it's like, okay, yeah, you got the sound down, now what do you want it to look like? Like that's what's more important. People are gonna see it. They're going to see your music cover, or they're going to see you and how you present yourself as an artist, or see how much of a following you have on socials, and then that's going to determine it too. And it's like, whoa, I thought it was about music. So to realize that the music industry is not just about the music is definitely a con for me. And then I feel like one more con, because I don't want to get in complain. Everything has a balance, but a con for the music industry is that because, and maybe this is the same con, but because everything is about how it looks and how many followers you have or streams you have, it feels like the writing and how it sounds has just not, it's been neglected almost, where we're so used to the basic writing and basic and less complex meaning behind music and certain songs, that we're so used to it that it's just normal. And nobody's really thinking outside of the box. And of course you have singers and rappers who do that every now and then, but it's like obviously not going to be, as appreciated as, I don't want to knock anybody, because, it's a craft to also be not as good as writing or making music and still thrive in this industry is still a craft, and it's I don't know why, but it is. So, for example, personally, I don't feel like Ice Spice, her music does it for me. It may do it for someone else, but personally, I don't see, it doesn't leave me thinking. I like to think. It doesn't leave me more.
I'm right with you on that, because I feel like, I could be totally wrong, I feel like one of the generations, whether it's millennial or Gen Zs, are raising their kids in a certain manner of not wanting them to know, kind of shielding them from, or just keeping them away from all the bullshit in this world, and shielding them from access to learn and grow, giving the most simple but what's the word I'm looking for? So simple but spoiled. Fuck it, spoiled.
Yeah.
Life to
Yeah.
where they're not in tune with what's going on in the real world, and because of that, they don't give a shit. My thing is, we need these real storytelling songs, and those are much more important than a party song. To me, I love party songs. 2000 was full of it. 90s were full of it, but even then, storytelling is always going to be more important than that. And a lot of those artists party songs did majority storytelling and talking on the realities of the dark world around us, and we need to be aware of what's going on around us. We can't just run from our issues. You can smoke all you want, you can drink all you want, you can go party all you want, but guess what? You still got to go home and pay them bills. You still got inflation to deal with. You got a bum ass president. We still got this and the third. Like, come on now. You can't run from that. You can go get lit all you fucking want. That's not going to stop all the bullshit you got going on.
Yep. And I had, in college, I had a chance to study like the evolution of hip hop, and just to see where it started. It was always about that. It was about storytelling and giving the listener a chance to see an average black man or black woman's like life in this country. And it's like, that's what's real. That's what it may not be, the party song you're looking for, and maybe it's not something you can twerk to, maybe it's not something you can pop a pill to, but it definitely is something that lasts. And I'm a fan of music that lasts. And even people that do make party music these days, like, they're a fan of it too, because they're sampling it, like they're going back and sampling these songs that do last. And it's like, people don't understand how important that is too. So yeah, I think you're right. It's just like, a lot of these artists probably are just making what's in demand right now, and so I have to cut them some slack. But it's like, ugh, if only, that's the stuff that makes me wish that I was lived back then, in my mom's time, when it was okay for people to go on and on about, whatever he was going on about. So yeah.
Right. And I get it. Like I said, making it in demand. And music is a form of entertainment, but also it's a form of truth and reality. All of it's art. Art is a reflection of our reality. If your reality is getting drunk and going partying all the fucking time, sure, rap about it, I guess.
Right.
But if you're rapping that lifestyle just for the means of attention, fuck that. I say rap that shit if that's what you live. If that's what you genuinely want people to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there are artists that are in that area that I still fuck with. But if they're just doing it for the attention, y'all doing too much. Y'all not even really caring about the actual art behind it or the story behind it.
Yeah.
There's layers to this shit. There's layers. It's like Kendrick said. On literally watch the party die. Like, eventually we're gonna have to fucking open up again and start coming back to reality, guys. So this is what it is, and when you can't just leave it alone. The only way you're gonna fix your issues is if you talk about it and face it head on.
Exactly.
Issues not just finna blow away overnight by going to the club or shaking some ass or whatever the fuck.
What you gonna listen to when you grow up, when you have kids?
Right.
It's gonna have to become your reality at some point. You can't neglect it.
Right. Because you can be all that, talk to your kids, talk all wise, but then they're going to find out, oh, you're talking all that, you know, wisdom and all that shit, but you weren't living by that at all in your time.
Right.
Should I listen to you?
Right.
So then it becomes a hypocritical kind of thing. It's, yeah, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, this shit has layers to it. Most definitely has a lot of layers to it. But what also has layers to it is marketing. What is your experience in marketing your music?
I am still trying to craft this experience and make it mine, because marketing, just as much as recording can be a hate love and like a bittersweet sweet thing, marketing can be that way too. You find yourself having, I always, for myself, I start with like, how do I want this to be out? Like, forget what I want other people to portray it as. Forget that. Like, what do I want to put out? And then I may go back and fine tune that to, okay, what is trending right now? How do people usually like to get this certain type of message out? So like, I'm a nerd. Like I said, I love school. I'm always looking into like the psychology of marketing. I was a business major in college, so I had to take a couple of marketing courses, and there's always that ethos and pathos and logos, and it's the different ways that marketing, just period, for ads is done. So how do you want the viewer or the listener or the buyer to feel when you're marketing this? And so I'm like, okay, am I wanting to make them emotional? Am I wanting to make them laugh? Am I wanting to make them feel like they're missing out on something that they need, that they didn't know they needed, but now they need it, kind of thing? And so what am I trying to tug on with this? But first, I love to just start with myself, because that's how, like, I don't know if you've seen certain ads feel very targeted to the point where it's like, ew. Like, if it's an ad, for example, on YouTube, you'll see, you're watching a gamer and you'll see an ad for PlayStation, and it's the same ad they've played over and over again, and it's like, okay, we get it, you're trying to get me to buy this thing, like, skip ad. I'd never want my marketing to feel like that. I don't want people to be like, okay, we get it, you're making music, okay, whatever, skip ad. I want people to be like, ooh, this is her opening up another part of herself and giving us a chance to tune in on that experience. Yeah, like, let me, note it. Like, it may not be something they tap. I also don't want to make every marketing, like, I know that it's eventually gonna have to come to this whenever, hopefully, I start making money through this, but it's gonna, like, right now I don't want to worry about, okay, how many people are gonna tap this link? How many people are going to, like, right now I just want to get it out there. I want it to be something that stops somebody from scrolling, even if it's just for a few seconds. Like, that's what I'm looking for with marketing right now.
Yeah, they say we're in a content creation era, which I think, when I come to realize, it depends what you mean by content. Your content could be dropping 10 to 15 different versions of the same song with all the lyrics on the video and promoting the fuck out of that, or just promoting one video, one post for a whole month for 130, which I've gotten recently from I've heard recently from an artist I previously interviewed. So I'm like, it depends what kind of form of content. Visuals have always been a part of music. Having the visuals plus the melody come together really helps catch the attention, catch the eye, and catch the listener even more. and really understand the full story. Even if the video doesn't necessarily always go with this track, it still brings some sort of understanding and depth to the art behind it all.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. Me personally, I'm not the type to drop 10 to 15 different posts. There's no need. I'm gonna post and y'all can go watch the music video, and that's that. You want to go see other content I got? Go see the movie I'm working on and I'm writing right now when that comes out, or go see a new interview that I just put out. You feel me? Go see a live stream that I'm working on. That's the content you'll get from me. But as an artist, yeah, you're just gonna get that music video, and I'm gonna repost that and repost that and put money behind that, and that's that. You fucks with it, you fuck.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. Quality over quantity is key for me. And I see the quantity work for people. I'm not gonna knock that because it definitely works. I will be on TikTok and I'll see the same song, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you promote that same song, that same part of that song, and I've tried it a couple times. For me, it just don't feel natural. I would rather work really hard on one thing and let that, you have some, even brands like that's not music related, like you'll have certain brands work real hard on their Super Bowl commercial, and it's just that one really good, funny or whatever Super Bowl commercial, and it's played in front of everybody, and they don't have to continue to play anymore because they were on the Super Bowl, So it's definitely different ways to do it.
Right. And I've gotten told by one of my old friends, he was like, "Man, you make old head music." And I was in my head about it. I kind of actually told him, I think, too. I was like, okay, so what? There's plenty of old heads out there. They fuck with it and they fuck with it.
Yeah.
There's people that grow old, they'll fuck with it, and then there's plenty of, okay, I got at least, if I make old head music, sure.
Just don't let me make something that nobody can listen to, because then there's the problem.
Right. That's what I'm saying. For real. But now we are coming down to the last few questions of this interview. But then we have 3 segments before we close out, which are finish the lyric. I will at least tell you the name of the artist. And then a versus series, which is artist versus artist, group versus group, so on and so forth, song versus song. And then first thing comes to mind. Pretty simple. One word, and then whatever you're thinking as well. So,
okay.
Yeah. We are going to get down to it. First of the last few questions. What's the best advice given to you? Now, this doesn't have to necessarily relate to just music. It can relate to anything.
If it was, always do something, even if it's hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it. That's something that has kept me going, because it's like, you know what, it's going to be, always know that there's going to be harder aspects to something that not too many people are doing. If you're going down the road less traveled or whatever, there's going to be struggle that comes with that, and to expect it and being able to expect that makes it a lot easier for yourself. But yeah,
very true, very true. Yeah, damn, that I like that one. Every time I get something different. Yeah, I've gotten a few lines that I've found recently on my vacation I went on throughout the weekend. One of them, it says, a person once said, "I must always be intolerant of ignorance, but understanding of a literary. I can't even talk right now. A literacy. There we go. That some people unable to go to school were more educated and more intelligent than college professors." Basically, he said, y'all still some dumbasses.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
so true. I love that.
for you.
I love that. Yes,
The greatest
I love that.
in our country today is not racism, but ignorance. One second, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna restart that. On that note, okay. The greatest evil in our country is not racism, but ignorance. I believe unconditionally in the ability of people to respond when they are told the truth. We need to be taught to study rather than to believe, to inquire rather than to affirm.
Yes, that's critical.
Truth hurts, basically. Truth hurts. And you can't run from it. Like I said earlier, you cannot run from the hard truth. It's going to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
The very health of our society depends upon constant, unfettered reprisal of our human condition, of religion, and the spiritual goals of life, of politics, and our use of power, of economics, and the responsibilities of wealth, of justice, and its ability to all of human relationships, and the search for that real peace which is far more absence of war. Yeah, that one was well written. Just a few things to take with you in life. But
Thank you.
said
Thank
it all tops the cherry. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. To you, what is the definition of success?
The definition of success for me. I would say if I'm at peace, with all aspects of my life. I feel like my mind is a constant battlefield of the things that I need to work better at, or I need to exercise more, I need to go to the studio more, I need to do this more and more and more, and it's really hard for me, and I think other people as well, to be at peace and not strive towards more, and not necessarily feel like they've hit a ceiling, but just be like, okay, I'm good with it if I don't do more than this. I'm good if this is my only workout. I'm good if this is the last song that I, produce, or the last song that I sing, or the last show that I do. Just whenever I hit that moment where I don't feel like more needs to be done, and just be at peace. I think that's going to be my level of success.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta just find what's right for you. Comfortability.
Yeah.
Comfortability.
I would like to say a number, like, oh, if I reach $1 million, but I could get that and then still feel like I need to reach $1 million more. So
Exactly.
I don't think I want to say that.
Exactly. That's why I tell people I don't give a shit about my streams either. I'm like, I got 1 million streams, and how many of y'all million people that are listening to my music gon' be there? If shit hits the fan, who gonna really be there for me?
Right. Or y'all gonna just ask when the next song coming out?
Right. Exactly. That's why I don't give a shit about the numbers. That's just the thing. That's just there. Now, numbers don't lie. Sometimes. Unless they're man-made.
Yeah.
Unless they're man-made.
what would you say are some of your strengths and weaknesses? Now, this doesn't have to necessarily relate to music either, but it can if it wanted to.
I definitely have a couple of qualities of myself that are both strengths and weaknesses. So,
that's what I like
I'm
to hear.
I am an overthinker. So I'm an overthinker / perfectionist. And so that can be a strength because, you know, it helps me to push myself to be better, helps me to just kind of just be open to different things and pushing myself and reach goals. But then that can be a weakness because I could literally overthink everything and prolong a process that doesn't need to be prolonged. I could, you know, there's been plenty of times where I'll overthink certain parts of a song, and I go back and re-record it multiple times and realize that first take was the best take, you know, and it definitely is a double-edged sword. But another one of my strengths would be my heart. I'm a very caring person, and I understand a lot of people, so I feel like that is a strength in itself because it allows me to experience people from all different walks of life. I think that as people, as humans, we naturally gravitate towards people that are like us. So if musicians, we're only going to hang out with musicians, or if you know, we are athletes, we're only going to hang out with athletes. But all throughout my life, I've been a very caring person, and my friend group has never been one type of friend. I have always, since like high school, since middle school, really had a mixture of friends and a mixture of just people that I talk to every day. So I really think that's a strength. Weakness would be weakness. Oh, it seems like I'm being very prideful of the fact that I can't think of a weakness right now, but I know they're there. I isolate. So I talked about isolation being one of my ways to get out of a creative block sometimes, but as much as I can care about people and understand and be a part of different friend groups, my isolation can get the best of me to where no one will know what's going on in Asia's life. Nobody will know, you know, what's coming next for Asia in music, because I'm not putting it out there because I'm holding back for whatever reason. That would definitely be one of my weaknesses.
I definitely understand that. As an introvert, yeah. The thing about when it comes down to the music too, though, it's hard being an introvert in this area, because like you kind of have to get to know people, be around people to grow and network.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I don't feel like talking to people. People.
Yeah,
That's part of it. It's kind of almost opposites at the same time.
Yeah, and I think it's not. I've learned that I don't even want to call myself an introvert. I don't claim that, because I can be an extrovert. Exactly. When I'm comfortable, it's when I'm around certain energies that I become, I like to match energy a lot. And so whenever I'm around somebody and they're super energetic and they're talking, like I feel like I have to do that, and then that will push me into like an introvert spirit in a way. But it's almost like draining sometimes. And you're right, we get forced to be in that, and I don't know why. Like I don't get why we have to, but we have to.
Hey, well, regardless, even after all this interview is over,
You got a friend in me. You'll definitely have a good friend
Yes.
in me. Yes. Not just because of music, hopefully more than that. Hopefully more than that.
Yes.
Final question before we get on to the 3 fun subjects and segments. Are there any local artists you want to shout out? Now take note. They will be linked in the description.
Yes. Moria is an upcoming artist. I don't hope I'm not getting this wrong. Upcoming R&B artist. She is doing her thing. It seems like she is also navigating this recording thing just like I am, and I see so much similarities in her. But she and I went to college together for a little bit. I ended up transferring, but she and I went to college, but we both shared our love of music and of singing. And it is just very inspiring, and I'm very happy to see her doing her thing. So, Tamoria, yes, girl, keep going. All of the things that we've talked about, all of the things that we've talked about, the music industry and the things that annoy us, like, don't let that knock you down. You got this. We got this. Let's do this. Yes.
Most definitely. Real shit though. More merch coming soon. I'm gonna get the merch website coming back up for the homies. I might do another new shirt called For the Homegirls.
Ooh. I'm tapping into that one.
Yeah. For the homies and for the homegirls, yeah. Cause it's really for our loved ones, the ones that really stick around us through thick and thin. Yeah. Sure. But now that brings us to finish the lyric. Like I said, I will at least let you know the name of the artist so you can figure out what song it is and figure out the lyric. So we got Kanye.
No, okay.
The old Kanye.
I was just watching this man's documentary. Okay.
It's something that you need to have, because when she leave your ass, she gonna leave with half.
I know it's Gold Digger. And she gonna leave with half. Instantly my mind's like, she leave your ass for a white girl, but I know that's not the next one. Gonna leave with half. Gonna leave. I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know.
10 years.
Oh, stop! No! I knew it! I didn't know that was right after that, though. Dang.
We had a good old MJ song. People always tell
okay.
me, be careful what you do, and don't go breaking young girls' hearts.
And mother always told me, be careful who you love. Ooh. Oh man, that's all I know. And mother always told me.
Yeah. Ice Cube. Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kind of odd.
No. No. No barking from the dog. No. Mama cooked the. No. Dang it.
You on the right?
Why? Why does my brain do this to me?
You're on the right track.
No barking from the dog. No smog. And no. And Mama cooked the breakfast with something. Yeah.
With no hog.
With no hog. I thought he wanted a hog.
Nah. She ain't had no. She ain't no pork. She ain't had no pork.
Oh, okay.
And I got my grub on, trying to pig out. Finally got a girl. Call from a girl. I want to dig out. Yeah.
Yes, that's one of them ones.
So we got Deborah Cox. Once again, I can't sing for shit. And I'll show you that I can't sing for shit. I'll show you 2 songs after this is over, just to prove I can't sing for shit, but I do my best. Second song I'll show you, I'm definitely going to have to redo anyways over. So we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
So I place my heart under lock and key to take some time and take care of me.
Couldn't even tell you.
But I turn around and you're standing here. How did you get here?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I didn't even see. I'm bad at the names of who sings the song. That is my thing. But ooh, give me that chorus.
Yeah.
I got
Louis Armstrong. I see trees of green, red roses too, for me and you. And I think to myself,
what a wonderful world.
there we go. Yeah. Now we got Chris Brown song, but it's a Lil Wayne verse on it. Man, fuck these bitch ass niggas. How y'all doing? I'm Lil Tushy. I'm a nuisance.
I go dumb like the Three Stooges. I don't eat sushi. I'm still doing
you got it. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
We got the one and only King Kendrick. If Pyrus and Crips all got along, they probably got me down by the end of the song.
So
seems like the city go against me. Every time I'm in the street, I hear yeah.
Bro, no.
Where you from? Alright, we got Erykah Badu track. Now it's 4 names I'm looking for. See, every time you come around, you gotta bring.
Oh, I'm gonna get so drilled for this by my mom. Let's see. Every time. No. And it's not Tyrone, Asia. Stop. It's not Tyrone. Dang. I know it was just the cousin. And it was them. And they always had to come around. But I don't know their names.
James, Paul, and Tyrone.
Wow.
Alright, we got a Tupac song. I'm a straight rider. I won't deny it.
It's right there. It's on the tip of my tongue. What is it? Just go ahead and tell me so I
You don't
can
wanna fuck with me.
myself. Yes, that's it.
But you can't nothing to a G. Yeah. Alright, we got Biggie. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
No.
Heavy D, salt and pepper up in the limousine. Hey, pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, Mr. Magic, Molly Mall. I let my tape pop. Yeah. But now that brings us to the Versus series. So, pick who you fucking with out of the 2 options I give. So
Okay.
We got Temptations versus Ozzy Brothers.
I'm gonna do Temptations. Yeah.
We got NWA versus Wu-Tang.
NWA.
Good Kid, Mad City, or All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me.
Okay. Brent Faiyaz or Sir.
Sir, every day, sir.
Illmatic or The Score by the Fugees.
Ooh. Or by the Fugees, yeah. Yeah.
Aquemini by Outkast or Demon Days by Gorillaz.
Ooh, I'm gonna say Demon Days by Gorillaz.
Okay. TLC versus Destiny's Child.
TLC.
Nicki versus Lil Kim.
I'm gonna say Nicki.
Drew Hill,
Oh no,
Odyssey.
Jodeci.
Okay. The Chronic by Dre or The Diary by Scarface.
The Chronic. Yeah.
Okay. We got Capital Punishment by Big Pun or Doggy Style by Snoop.
I Style by Snoop. Mm-hmm.
To Pimp a Butterfly or My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
The Pimp a Butterfly. Ooh, that was hard.
Death Certificate by Cube or The Blueprint by Jay.
The Blueprint.
Blue Lips by Schoolboy or Big Fish by Vince.
Fish.
Okay. TDE or Dreamville.
Greenville.
Escape or SWV.
Ooh. I'm gonna say. Dang it. SWV. Yeah.
Michael Jackson or Prince.
Michael Jackson.
Okay. Queen or Elton John.
Queen.
All right, final one. It's a little kind of country, but I do want to say this. It's Johnny Cash versus Elvis. Before you pick, there's a lot of hate about Elvis, and I get it, but
I was about to start hating too.
but here's the thing: when you really start to understand where the fuck he grew up, during the time he grew up, a white boy growing up in a all black neighborhood. Do you think he really gonna finna turn out racist? That racist?
Yeah, and I don't even think necessarily he was racist. I think what rubs me the wrong way is just, like, it's kind of like what people say about Drake. Like, he didn't grow up.
Eminem, like,
yeah,
he grew up in a white neighborhood, but we all accept him by the hip hop neighborhood. We don't say shit about him.
Does he rap about what he know though and stuff that he been through? Elvis literally stole whole songs from black artists. And so I feel like that's the difference.
I don't think any of us know this for sure. BB King out here shouting him out. Older age. Yeah, that says a lot. BB King, some other black artists around Memphis got love for Elvis. I don't know if that's hate. I don't think he stole anything. Maybe inspired by, but I think there's a thin line between it in the music industry though, between stealing and being inspired by.
Yeah, definitely.
Even for Drake, I'm not a big fan of Drake, but I'm pretty sure, yes, there are times he steals, but there are times he probably is genuinely inspired. And it's hard to show that these days because so many people have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Or not just inspired by, but also bringing a bigger light. He knows he's a white man. He knows he's going to be a little more popular than these black artists. So he said, fuck it. How I'm going to do right by y'all. Alright, I'm going to re-record your song for y'all. And we're going to make you popular. And I'm still going to shout you out. And still come back home and show you love.
I definitely mess with that.
That's what I see it as if I were Elvis during that time. That's how to be rocking.
Yeah, for sure.
But even then, still, it's up for debate. Johnny Cash or Elvis. It's a legendary man.
I would still go with Johnny Cash.
The man.
Because even taking all the stuff about Elvis the way it was, I was a fan of Johnny Cash anyway. So
yes, I agree. Now that brings us to first thing comes to mind. First, we have color.
Yellow.
Place.
The beach.
Country.
Asia.
Food.
That is a continent.
Hey, works.
Food, I'm gonna say ramen.
Ooh. Smell.
Flowers.
Sound.
Music.
Song.
Ooh, first song. Songs. What a Wonderful World.
Okay. Shoe.
Nike.
Team.
Louisville Cardinals.
And hero.
Batman.
Yeah. I love that list. Powerful list. But that brings me next. That brings us to the closing section of this interview. Just the last couple questions, starting off with what is next for you?
For me, yes, I have a project called Coffee dropping on April 19th. So coming up very, very soon. Look forward to other marketing to follow that, to promote that, and just stretch that as far as I can. Also, other songs that I've been sitting on, I'm looking forward to dropping throughout the rest of the year too. So on the lookout for that as well.
Most definitely cannot wait for it. Take note, guys. Like, subscribe to this shit for real. This is well needed information.
Yes.
This is a wonderful artist. Y'all don't want to miss out. Like, subscribe. Just know links in the bio to where to find her through all social medias that you need to know about, and the links to her music. It's lit. Take a whole day off, listen to music. Seriously, it's worth
Facts.
It's worth it. Now, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, what's coming up next for you? I know you talked about merch.
Merch,
Yeah.
more interviews, a podcast with one of my other.
I see it.
We're gonna do a whole separate kind of podcast thing from this.
Love it.
Me personally, I'm also working on music, so I'm working on more music for the year. Working on creating a collective group with you involved.
Yes.
And working on my first project that I plan to drop in the next year or mid next year. So
Okay.
step at a time. I'm just going hella hard this year. Some of the singles I'm dropping throughout the summer for it, but I got another EP later this year, and then after my second, so I'm dropping an EP this month, and then I'm dropping an EP in October. After that one in October, I'm gonna get my own team to interview me as an artist. Everyone knows me as Big T, but nobody knows me as Tier, which is my actual name as well. So,
Okay.
no one knows me as that person.
Yeah, we gotta know him.
Yes, and in time, there's a process to it. It's part of the marketing. It's part of the promotion. It's a process to it. Right now, I'm just getting my music out. Until then,
I feel
it's time. After I drop that EP, I'm dropping one more single, and then next year the project will come when it comes. Between then, I'll just continue dropping content, maybe some music videos throughout the beginning of half of next year, and then drop that project and keep going. Just keep.
Yes.
We definitely
That moment.
we come together as a collective too, and figure that out. That's another process of making that a reality as well.
Yeah.
That'll be it, guys. Over here at Yard Talk Family, it's been me, Big T, and
Asia Lechelle.
yeah, y'all already know. Come on now.